What we did here was replace 200-gallon water heaters with 4 Navien tankless. What made it unique is we had a little bit of space to work with. Even with hanging these on the wall, it's a tight fit in here. So what we did was brought them across the wall. We brought our feeds in on this side, the hot water going out on this side. The restaurant uses a ton of hot water, so their tanks just weren't keeping up, and they've replaced them every 2-3 years with the water quality here. So we wanted to give them something that would last a lot longer. So to install the 4 NPE 240s, in order to not disrupt business, we started after they closed at night, around 9:30, 10 o'clock we started. We removed the 200-gallon water heaters and then basically cut out everything. We reused the vents that were there, and they were back up and running by 10:30, 11 o'clock the next day, which didn't really interrupt their business too much. We did cascade these units, and the cascading actually works nice. I've done other brands, and this is the best way to install these from what I've seen. It allows each one to work on an equal pressure basis. We did cascade the vents also. I had existing vents here, so there were 2 inlet and 2 exhaust. So by putting 4 in, we cascaded 2 to each inlet and exhaust. So it made for a nice, we knew we had plenty of venting. The main concern really wasn't the cost of gas, it was the reliability and never running out of hot water. One of the things that I do like about Navien over the competitors, it comes with the internal recirculation pump. We don't have to add any pumps on any of the piping. The pumps are all inside each unit. So this does add a cost savings and value to the Navien product.
The advantages of the stainless steel heat exchangers are that being stainless steel, the minerals that are in the water don't adhere to it as much as it would if they were copper or aluminum. So you don't have to clean them out as often. This is a top-down burner. The burner's up top, and so you get less debris as when you would if you had the burner down below. Any debris that didn't burn completely would fall on a burner if it was a bottom-up burner. Another thing is that these do not burn as hot as some other manufacturers do. Ours is much lower temperature, so we don't bake the minerals out of the water as most of our competitors do. These can be lower temperatures because they're much more efficient. Most of your tankless are in the 83 to 85% efficient. These are in excess of 95%. So we're much more efficient, we use less fuel, and we burn what fuel we do use, we burn much more efficiently. The advantage of 2 heat exchangers is that with the first heat exchanger, we get somewhere around 80 to 85% of our efficiency, very similar to other manufacturers with single heat exchangers. The second heat exchanger actually allows us to pick up more efficiency and get closer to the 95%, which these are capable of. The advantages of the internal pump are no small thing. This is what made us, as a company, look at this product to begin with. The pump saves thousands of gallons of water a year. Picture in a shower situation how most people are, where they have to hold their hand in the shower waiting for it to get hot. Now with this pump we can run what's called a return line, which will go to that farthest fixture and come back to the unit. The pump, when the temperature coming back to the unit drops to whatever its setting is, the pump will come on, keep that loop hot, so that when you turn on that shower, that sink, you get instant hot water. The advantages of cascading does many different things for us. One, as a unit gets up to full flow, or maybe somewhere around 80% of flow, another one will come and help it. And they'll both ride up till it gets to about 80%, and then a third one will come on. It keeps the flow more evenly so that there aren't any spikes in flows or droop in flow. It keeps them very even, and it really works very nice. Now with these Navien tankless water heaters here, because of the cascading, these will alternate to get equal wear. They will all run if needed, but in this situation, if one were to go down, we still have 3 that would provide all the necessary water that the restaurant needs. Another feature that is unique to the Navien is the buffer tank. And a buffer tank does a couple things for us. One, we have the lowest flow rate to fire the unit. And what that means is at less than 0.1 gallon a minute, say a trickle of hot water in a bar sink or a small sink, this unit will go to minimum fire and produce hot water. Another important feature, because we're in a restaurant, picture a faucet that's being turned off multiple times. With any other product that doesn't have that buffer tank, what happens is they get a phenomenon called the cold water sandwich. And what that is when the unit fires, it allows a little bit of cold water to come through first before it gets to full temperature. Any other manufacturers, not the Navien. And so picture if you're turning a faucet on and off, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Not with the Navien. This buffer tank stores enough hot water that I can turn that faucet on and off multiple times and get consistent hot water. That's a very important feature. The Navien has many other features that aren't so obvious. One is it can utilize a half-inch gas line. That's very important. Most applications, when we go to replace a storage type tank, has a half-inch gas line to it, particularly residential. Not as much commercial, but more residential. So here in the piping up above the water heater would say be a 1-inch gas line with a half-inch drop. In most cases, and with any other competitor, they would have to change that gas line from that T all the way down to the unit to 3/4. Not with Navien. We can go a maximum of 24 feet, a half-inch gas line, and still operate full fire, full flow. Our company has sold Navien now for over 5 years. Our company has sold over 10,000 units. We've had a lot of experience with them. Our history and our experience with them tell us that this is a very good product, and it is trouble-free.